Do you suffer from heat intolerance? Not everyone does. However, it is one of the most common symptoms of multiple sclerosis. And if you're sitting here saying to yourself, I don't have heat intolerance, this isn't for me, but I do have cold intolerance, I do want you to know that cold intolerance is a thing. It's not talked about as much because it's not as common, but it is very real. And I have a different video on cold intolerance. Additionally, if you feel like you don't have heat intolerance or cold intolerance, but your symptoms seem to get worse during seasonal changes, then that's also a thing. You are not alone in that. If you click the link above, you'll be able to get tips and strategies to help you manage cold intolerance, as well as any symptoms that have worsened during seasonal changes. But this video, we are going to be talking about heat intolerance. My name is Dr. Gretchen Hawley, and I am a physical therapist and multiple sclerosis specialist at The Missing Link. I created this YouTube channel to give you tips and strategies to help you champion your life with multiple sclerosis. The first thing you should know about heat intolerance is Uthoff's phenomenon. And this phenomenon states that when your core temperature rises by at least half of a degree, then one or several of your MS symptoms can actually worsen. Half of a degree is so slight that oftentimes you don't even realize that your core temperature is rising. This half of a degree temperature rise can occur multiple times throughout the day. First and foremost, it can occur if you are outside in hot weather. So if you are in summer season right now and you're sitting outside and the sun is shining on you, that can actually cause your core temperature to rise, which might be why some of your symptoms are worsening. Sometimes it's a little bit more hidden. For example, if you're taking a hot shower, that is another thing that can increase your core temperature. Or if you are exercising, that increases your core temperature. Even if you are sitting inside in an air-conditioned home on a hot day, the barometric pressure rising is enough to cause heat intolerance. And this level of heat intolerance can cause anything from fatigue, more weakness, sensory changes, vision changes, basically any of your symptoms that you've ever had, or maybe even some newer symptoms, can flare during this time. However, the good news is that managing your core temperature is actually fairly simple, and lowering that core temperature can hopefully prevent these symptoms from flaring or reduce the intensity. Some comments that I hear often range from, Dr. Gretchen, my foot drop is so much worse when I am exercising, or my walking is awful when it's a warm day outside, or even after I get out of the shower, I just have to sit and chill for about 30 minutes before I even try to get dressed because I just feel so fatigued. All three of those situations are variations of how heat intolerance can play a role in your daily life. And I would urge you at any point in your day, if you are feeling worse, always ask yourself, is there the possibility that I could be overheating right now? Even if you don't feel like you're overheating, even if you feel fine, ask yourself, is there the possibility that I might be overheating? Am I bundled up in a blanket right now? Is it hot outside even though it's cool in my home? Did I take a hot shower not long ago? If the answer is yes, then you should implement some of these strategies. First and foremost, make sure you are being proactive. If you know that your body has a tendency to overheat in specific situations or environments, then before putting yourself in that situation or environment, make sure you are actively keeping yourself cool. For example, if you overheat in a hot shower, first of all, maybe lower the temperature of the water a little bit, but also before you get in the shower, sip some ice cold water and keep that cold water bottle next to you the entire time, sipping that cold water throughout your entire shower. You may be surprised to notice that you feel less fatigued and less drained after a shower. Or if you're going to be going outside, maybe for a hike, or maybe just to sit down and chat with your family or friends outside on a sunny day, there are various cooling strategies you can implement when you're outdoors, ranging from clothing that is actually a material that can help wick away sweat and keep you cool, or some cooling devices. Similarly, if you're going to be exercising, keep yourself cool beforehand. Don't wait for your symptoms to worsen. Get ahead of it and start sipping some cold water. Make sure you're keeping yourself cool with a cooling wrap or a vest before, during, and after you exercise, or whatever it is that's causing you to overheat. Lastly, I think it's important to keep in mind that even if you have never before had heat intolerance, sometimes it can come on out of nowhere. Maybe one summer it just turns up for you and you've never had it before. That's not to say that next summer you will also have heat intolerance, or even at the end of summer that your heat intolerance will still be there. But heat intolerance is a symptom I have found that can come and go throughout someone's life with MS. So even if you haven't had it before, these are still good strategies to keep in mind so that if you feel at some point that you are starting to have worse symptoms in the warm weather or with warm water or exercise, you can implement these right away. I hope you found these strategies helpful. If you did, please remember to press the thumbs up button, share this with a friend, and press subscribe. And if you have some extra time, there are some videos over here that you might enjoy.